success does not arrive by accident. It is not a matter of luck, chance, or favorable conditions. It begins with a conscious, determined choice, a firm decision about exactly what one wants to accomplish. This decision becomes the foundation for everything that follows. The first and most essential step on the path to success is having a definite purpose. Without it, life becomes a wandering, directionless journey, guided not by intention but by circumstance. But when a person defines their purpose with clarity and resolve, they activate a power within themselves that changes everything. A lot of individuals go through life without ever deciding what they truly want. They move from one job to another, chase one goal and then another, constantly shifting based on what seems convenient or popular at the moment. They react to life rather than create it. The result is often frustration, confusion, and a lack of fulfillment. This is not because they lack talent, intelligence, or opportunity, but because they lack direction. Without a clear target, energy becomes scattered, focus becomes diluted, and the results become inconsistent. Definiteness of purpose is the tool that transforms vague ambition into focused drive. It is the act of identifying in precise terms the goal that one is determined to achieve. It requires more than a wish. It requires deep introspection and an honest evaluation of what truly matters. This process brings a sense of alignment between thought, desire, and action. Once this purpose is decided, it serves as a guiding light, shaping choices, filtering distractions, and providing clarity during times of doubt. A person with a definite purpose becomes magnetic. Their confidence grows because they are no longer questioning what path to take. They know every decision becomes easier because it either brings them closer to their goal or takes them away from it. Time is no longer wasted on meaningless activities. Effort is channeled toward a specific outcome. This focused intensity often produces extraordinary results, not because the individual is superhuman, but because they are no longer divided in their efforts. Energy that was once scattered is now concentrated. Moreover, the subconscious mind responds powerfully to a clearly defined goal. When a purpose is fixed in the mind, the imagination begins working toward it. New ideas surface, creative solutions emerge, and unseen possibilities begin to appear. The brain becomes attuned to opportunities that were always present, but previously invisible. This heightened awareness is not a miracle. It is a natural consequence of mental focus. The clearer the purpose, the more efficient the mind becomes at identifying the tools and paths that will bring that purpose into reality. Obstacles, which are inevitable in any pursuit, take on a different meaning when one operates with a definite purpose. They are no longer seen as threats, but as tests, temporary roadblocks that must be overcome, not signals to quit. With purpose comes resilience. The individual becomes anchored, not easily swayed by criticism, fear, or external pressure. They expect setbacks, but do not allow setbacks to dictate their direction. Their inner commitment is stronger than the outer challenge. This clarity also has a profound effect on others. People are drawn to those who are clear, passionate, and unwavering in their pursuit. Support, collaboration, and resources often flow to the person who knows what they want and is moving toward it with conviction. Leaders, partners, and investors prefer to stand beside those with purpose, because purpose communicates reliability and vision. The person with definite purpose doesn't just inspire themselves, they inspire others. Without purpose, people drift. With it, they rise. The difference between mediocrity and greatness is often not talent or intelligence, but the ability to decide and commit to one clear aim. Life bends to the will of those who are intentional. They become the architects of their fate, using each day to build toward something meaningful. The mind, once given a direction, becomes a powerful instrument, and the universe itself seems to respond to such certainty with cooperation. Success, then, is not something we stumble upon. It is something we design. The blueprint begins with a decision, a bold, precise, unshakable declaration of purpose. It's made. Everything else begins to fall into place. Opportunities are recognized. Energy is renewed. Doubts begin to fade. The individual who walks with purpose walks with power. Every step they take moves them closer to the life they envisioned the moment they chose to define exactly what they wanted and committed to achieving it. Faith is the inner power that turns invisible dreams into tangible results. It is the quiet certainty that a goal is not only possible, but already on its way, even when there is no physical evidence to support it. This kind of belief is not passive or wishful. It is active, intentional, and deeply rooted in conviction. It fuels persistence, sharpens focus, and transforms challenges into stepping stones. Faith is what keeps a person moving forward when logic says to stop, when circumstances say it's impossible, and when fear tries to take control. Without faith, even the most brilliant plan can collapse under the weight of uncertainty. Doubt creeps in like a shadow, casting fear over potential and stopping momentum in its tracks. But when faith is present, there is a different energy, a sense of quiet strength and assurance. A person begins to think, speak, and act as if success is already underway. That belief becomes contagious. It influences the subconscious mind, strengthens decision-making, and naturally attracts the people, ideas, and opportunities that align with the desired outcome. This internal belief system doesn't require external validation. It doesn't need to see results immediately in order to keep going. It understands that everything worthwhile takes time to unfold, and it trusts that consistent action will eventually produce results. Faith operates with a long-term perspective. It knows that the seeds planted today may not sprout tomorrow, but they will grow if nurtured with care, intention, and patience. Even when progress feels invisible, faith insists that it is happening beneath the surface. Faith also changes the way obstacles are viewed. Instead of seeing them as stop signs, they become signals for growth. They reveal where more learning, refinement, or resilience is needed. A person with faith does not crumble at the first sign of resistance. They understand that the difficulty is part of the process, not the end of it. Their belief remains steady because it is rooted in vision, not circumstances. While others are ruled by what they see, the faithful are guided by what they know to be true inside. There's an undeniable power that comes from acting in alignment with belief. It creates consistency. It builds discipline. It makes each effort feel worthwhile, even before the reward appears. That inner confidence begins to radiate outward. It shapes posture, tone, decisions, and relationships. People are naturally drawn to those who carry themselves with unwavering certainty. Not arrogance, but assurance. It inspires trust and opens doors, often in unexpected ways. Developing faith requires intention. It means choosing to feed the mind with possibility instead of limitation. It means speaking affirmations, visualizing success, and rejecting the noise of doubt. It means protecting the mind from negativity and surrounding oneself with those who believe in growth, vision, and potential. This belief becomes a habit, a way of thinking that shapes a way of living. When faith becomes a daily practice, success becomes more than a hope. It becomes an expectation. And that expectation, backed by action, has the power to create extraordinary. Outcomes percentage is the silent force that separates those who merely dream from those who achieve. It is not loud or dramatic. It does not always announce itself in grand gestures. Instead, it works steadily, patiently, and with unrelenting determination. When others stop at the first sign of resistance, the persistent individual pushes forward. When doors close, they knock again. When failure strikes, they analyze, adapt, and try once more. Almost all the people make at least one to abandon will make the truth almost every path to meaningful success. Not through sheer will and consistency, most people give up far too soon. A single setback can feel like a final verdict. A rejection is often taken as a reason to abandon the effort entirely. But the truth is that almost every path to meaningful success is marked with temporary defeats. These are not signals to stop, but invitations to grow stronger, smarter, and more determined. Every challenge carries within it the potential for greater reward, but only if one persists long enough to uncover it. Persistency is not the absence of failure. It is the refusal to be defined by it. It is the courage to keep moving forward, even when the progress is slow and the results are not yet visible. It is continuing to plant seeds even when the harvest feels far away. Many of the most significant achievements in history were only possible because someone decided to try one more time. They didn't stop at almost. They didn't settle for close. They continued until the goal was reached. What makes persistence so powerful is its ability to compound. Every small effort builds upon the last. Skills improve, knowledge deepens, networks expand. And with each repetition, confidence grows. Over time, the person who persists not only outlasts those who quit, they become better, sharper, and more capable. They learn from each misstep, adjust their approach, and come back stronger. This process of persistence is also a process of transformation. It is easy to be enthusiastic at the beginning of a journey. Motivation is high and the vision is fresh. But as time goes on, challenges test that initial enthusiasm. Persistence is what bridges the gap between inspiration and realization. It is the engine that keeps moving long after the initial excitement fades. And in those quiet moments, when the world is not watching, when no one is cheering, it is persistence that keeps the dream alive. Persistency is not just about effort. It is about belief. It is the unshakable conviction that the goal is worth every obstacle, every sacrifice, and every setback. It is the mindset that says, I will not quit until I win. This kind of mental toughness can be developed by anyone, regardless of background or talent. It is a choice made daily to continue, to endure, and to believe in the value of the journey. The rewards do not always come immediately, but they do come to those who refuse to give up. No great success is ever achieved in complete isolation. Behind every notable accomplishment is a network of minds working together, exchanging ideas, offering support, and amplifying one another's strengths. The most successful individuals understand that true power comes not only from personal effort, but from surrounding themselves with others who are equally committed to growth, excellence, and a shared vision. When people come together in harmony and with purpose, they create a force that far exceeds what any single individual can accomplish alone. This concept is more than just collaboration. It is a deliberate and strategic alignment of minds working in synergy. Each person brings unique perspectives, talents, experiences, and insights. When these are shared openly in an environment of trust and mutual respect, something extraordinary happens. Problems are solved faster, innovation flows more freely, and energy increases. The blending of multiple minds toward a common goal creates a form of intelligence that transcends individual limitation, becomes a creative and productive force that drives progress forward. The quality of the people one chooses to associate with plays a significant role in shaping outcomes. Just as negative influences can drag down ambition and blur focus, positive, growth-minded individuals elevate it. They challenge you to think bigger, hold you accountable to your standards, and inspire consistent action. They offer perspectives you may not have considered and solutions that may not have occurred to you. This exchange of ideas stimulates mental clarity and enhances decision-making. Choosing the right circle is not about finding people who simply agree with everything you say. It is about aligning with individuals who are committed to truth, progress, and mutual success. They will tell you what you need to hear, not just what you want to hear. They will celebrate your wins, but also help you navigate your losses. In their presence, your vision becomes stronger, your confidence deepens, and your resolve becomes firmer. This kind of environment builds momentum, and momentum, when nurtured in the right direction, becomes unstoppable. Beyond support and encouragement, this collective power also accelerates learning. Instead of relying solely on personal trial and error, you gain access to the lessons and experiences of others. You learn from their mistakes, absorb their wisdom, and refine your approach more quickly. It condenses time. What may have taken years to discover on your own can be learned in a single conversation with the right person. This is not about shortcuts, it's about intelligent leverage. In many cases, opportunities that might remain hidden when working alone suddenly come into view through this alliance of mind. Someone in your circle may know a contact, suggest a new strategy, or offer resources that shift your trajectory entirely. These moments often appear serendipitous, but they are not random. They are the result of intentional connection, trust, and the flow of ideas between aligned individuals who are all committed to progress. There is also an emotional strength that arises from this kind of unity. The journey toward success is filled with moments of doubt, fear, and uncertainty. When walking that road alone, it's easy to become discouraged or lose sight of the vision. But with the right people beside you, those difficult moments become easier to face. Encouragement replaces doubt. Perspective replaces fear. Together you lift each other up and keep moving forward, even when the path is unclear. Furthermore, the accountability that comes from working closely with others raises your personal standards. You strive to bring your best to every interaction because you respect and admire those around you. This positive pressure pushes you to stay consistent, focused, and intentional. Mediocrity becomes unacceptable not because others demand perfection, but because excellence becomes the shared expectation. This type of environment nurtures growth and creates a culture where success is not only possible, it becomes inevitable. When several minds are committed to a definite aim, and they meet regularly in the spirit of cooperation and harmony, they build a kind of invisible momentum. It's not always tangible at first, but over time it becomes clear that their collective effort is producing results that none of them could have created alone. Each person rises higher because of the energy, ideas, and belief of the group. Each goal is pursued more effectively because no one is carrying the weight alone. This principle applies to every field: business, art, education, health, and personal development. The need for shared vision and mutual reinforcement is universal. It doesn't matter whether the group is made up of 2 people or 10. What matters is the quality of the thinking, the depth of the commitment, and the harmony of the relationship. In those elements are present, the possibilities become limitless. Working with others in this way requires intention. It's not about randomly networking or simply having friends who are successful. It's about consciously choosing people who align with your values, who are working toward their own goals with integrity, and who are willing to contribute to the growth of everyone in the group. When that type of alliance is formed and nurtured, it becomes one of the most valuable assets a person can possess on the journey to success. As the journey toward success unfolds, one truth becomes undeniable. Lasting achievement is never the result of chance, but of conscious decisions, consistent effort, and a relentless commitment to growth. It is built brick by brick, day by day, choice by choice. While the path may vary from one person to the next, the principles remain the same. A clear purpose is devised direction, belief fuels the journey, Persistence drives progress, and meaningful alliances accelerate the outcome. These foundational elements are timeless, proven, and accessible to anyone willing to embrace them. Success is not reserved for the fortunate or the chosen few. It belongs to those who are willing to claim it. It begins the moment a person dares to ask, "What do I truly want?" and refuses to settle for anything less. It requires clarity, not just about what the goal is, but why it matters. That why becomes the fire that sustains effort through challenges, delays, and discomfort. It becomes the reason to rise early, to keep going when results are not immediate, and to remain focused when distractions attempt to pull attention away. It is also essential to understand that the journey is rarely a straight line. There will be setbacks. There will be moments of doubt. But